Today I'm producing for an R&B artist like Jacquees, king of R&B. I've got this dope acapella that we'll use to produce a full track, verse, chorus and bridge, looking at sound selection and some music theory along the way, giving you 2 or 3 new and effective concepts that you can try in your next R&B production. Let's go.
I put a body on me, got a rollie on me, got 150 bands on me. I could make her spend a night, ayy. I could break her spine.
So we're starting this one with a melodic guitar pattern using the key of the vocal, A flat, and cadence, the timing in which he delivers his lyrics, to help inform and inspire. As always, the vocal is just a guide, and yes, I know it doesn't sound like Jacquees. It makes the production process a little more fun, and it's a great tool to use in your writing. You can hear the influence, especially in the second and third bar right here.
I put a body on me, got a rollie on me.
I'm using the good old R&B preset from Electric Mint with the pickup selection set to 2 or the bridge middle pickup, giving us a much brighter tone compared to the default. I've also cranked up the fret noise to add a little bit more grit. And this is the setup I use on a lot of my beats. But something that is new is my use of the step sequencer. It's something I've rarely used in recent years, but I found it's always good to adapt your workflow from time to time because a fresh approach often creates fresh ideas. The step sequencer allows for more experimentation, and I've experimented with the placement of my kick to best complement the rhythm of the guitar. So just as the vocal informed the rhythm of the guitar has informed the kick placement. Everything is working together, it's bouncing, and now everything else will be to serve these 2 elements. This is the groove. I've also added a rim shot, a clap, and a simple hi-hat pattern to further drive the beat with an open hi-hat to accent the last kick. Quick tip, something a lot of people already know, but for those that are new to music production, hear how I'm cutting off or choking the open hi-hat as the closed hi-hat plays. This is something you often hear in drum patterns as we're mimicking an acoustic drum kit. You can quickly achieve this in the Drum Machine Designer by adding both samples to the same exclusive group. This means only one sample can play at a time, cutting the open hi-hat sample, which has a longer decay time, short as the closed hi-hat comes back in. These samples are from the Pure Drip expansion, by the way, and I've placed them in the Drum Machine Designer for a more unified experience inside of Logic. 808 basses are another thing I rarely use in my productions, but it felt right for this one. Why? Because the bass in this track is not really that important to me. For me, it's the guitar and the driving beat. I want the bass to be felt more than heard. I'm after a feeling. So with that in mind, I've chosen an 808 to just lock in and follow the kick, to give the beat some body and some oomph, without adding extra notes into the mix.
I put a body on me, got a rollie on me, got 150 bands on me. I could make her spend a night, ayy. I could break her spine.
This 808 is from Sublab, by the way. I prefer to use this over one-shot samples stretched over a keyboard, which you can do with the Drum Machine Designer, but with this, I think you get a better sound and a cleaner sound and a more bespoke sound. Now when it comes to the pads for this track, I have the same approach as with the 808 basses. They're just there to flesh out the track, and I wanted something soft and vocal based, so I chose duets for this sound.
I put a body on me, got a rollie on me, got 150 bands on me. I could make her spend a night, ayy. I could break her spine.
Oh, so you may have noticed I added another vocal sample in there, and I thought it would give it a bit more of an old school R&B vibe. Adds a nice nostalgic touch. 90s baby here. But anyways, let's look at the chord progression. F minor 7, E flat, A flat, and here's where it gets interesting. G minor 7, G flat major 7, F minor 7. The second time around, we continue with our first 3 chords, F minor 7, E flat, A flat, but then we continue ascending to a B flat minor 7 and then a C minor 7. It's always good to switch it up on the second cycle to keep things interesting, but of course knowing what chords to play is not always easy. A great place to start is by using chord progressions from songs you like, and that's why I give you the chord progressions in my videos. However, I started learning chord progressions by learning my favourite songs, and that's what I encourage you to do. And this video sponsor, Melodics, gives us a great way to start on this with its new songs feature that has songs like Thundercats, Them Changes. And Melodics gives you the tools to learn chord progressions in the way that they're played on the record, which is perfect for us music producers, giving us access to new chord progressions, but more importantly, chord voicings. For example, this Thundercat lesson talks on and shows us the rootless chord voicings used in Them Changes, a great production technique when it comes to writing, where you leave the root note out of a chord. You might want to do this if the bass already has that note covered, which can give you a cleaner sound. And there's a bunch of songs, from Silk Sonic's Leave the Door Open to the Isley Brothers' Between the Sheets, where there's new chords, voicings, progressions and rhythms to be learned, all whilst developing your playing skills in a fun and engaging way. You can try out Melodics via the link in the description below and save on monthly and annual subscriptions with my special discount should you decide to join. Whilst you wait for part 2, here's another Producing For episode I think you'll enjoy. I've been Stefan, and as always, happy beat making.